Welcome to part 6 of the Vanessa Guillen story. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. Cecily was arrested and charged for theft in Bell County in December of 2019. On May 1st of 2020, she posted on Instagram, "I loved her, the dark side of her. Any girl can play innocent, but her demons are what drove me wild. Her secrets, her pain. She masks her by laughter, by darkness she tries to hide. That's what made me fall for her." On May 1st of 2020, just weeks after what she and Aaron did to Vanessa, she wrote on Instagram with a caption with another selfie of herself, "He showed me the darkest part of him." She said, "Black is my favorite color." Just 2 days after Vanessa was murdered, she wrote, "She was born in the fire, fierce to melt iron. You fell in love with the woman who knows how to tame a dragon. She's the Targaryen of my soul." Way to ruin Targaryen for me. On May 25th of 2020, about a month after what she and Aaron did to Vanessa, she wrote on her Instagram, "People who fight fire with fire end up with the ashes of their own integrity." A psychologist at her trial, Dr. John Matthew Fabian, testified in favor of Cecily's defense, saying that due to a horrific childhood, she had developed reactive attachment disorder, which is a condition where a child fails to form a healthy relationship, emotional bonds with her caretakers and parental figures as a result of emotional abuse or neglect. Further, despite this diagnosis and terrible upbringing, the doctor said that Cecily has no disorders that impair her from knowing the difference between right and wrong. Everything that happened in Cecily's life was not an excuse for what she did, for the things that she did. We all have excuses, and we all do not turn out to be a true evil monster like Aaron and Cecily turned out to be. Cecily told the psychologist that she was afraid of Aaron and did not feel safe with him. Cecily was given up by her mom just days after giving birth to her. Her mother was deemed unfit to raise a child. Cecily was living with her grandmother until the age of 2 when she was adopted. She had a hard time connecting with her adoptive parents, became a part of the foster system at 12. She ran away from home at 15. She was homeless, lived in a park in Jackson, Michigan, and worked as a sex worker to survive. When she was first interviewed by the police, Cecily lied to the police about Aaron being home with her all day and night the day Vanessa disappeared. Cecily said Aaron told her and their current roommate to lie when asked where he was on the day Vanessa disappeared. Her roommate later told police that Cecily and Aaron were gone the entire night and added that Aaron told him that he performed necrophilia on Vanessa's body. Cecily told detectives Aaron took her to the Leon River where Vanessa's body was in a box and there was a hole in Vanessa's head. And remember when I mentioned that Cecily laughed and made jokes while she was showing the authorities where the grave sites were? Well, Vanessa's sister Myra had met Aaron Robinson and she thought something was off about him. The vibes weren't vibing. He had the audacity to laugh in her face while they were searching for Vanessa. Vibes do not lie. During Cecily's sentencing, Gloria disclosed that she and her youngest daughter Lupe had been hospitalized as a result of the distress caused by the news of the manner in which Vanessa was murdered. Myra was living in Killeen, Texas, while in search for her sister. She became unemployed and fought with the army for answers as to what happened to her sister. Gloria Guillen became so ill and bedridden that it was thought she would pass away. There is a reason no one has ever seen an interview of Vanessa's dad speak. Vanessa's father was so distraught that he could not bring himself to speak on national television or give interviews of any kind. Vanessa did not deserve to be sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, verbally abused, physically abused, murdered, dismembered, burned, cut into pieces, and buried in cement. Myra Guillen said, and I quote, The Army must be held accountable for their wrongdoings. The way they handled their investigations early on, the way that Vanessa was treated, the nightmare she had to endure while serving and only trying to serve her country and her family. This case took me multiple days to research because it seemed that after every new fact I learned, I opened multiple cans of worms. I'll do a different video on these matters, but just to quickly summarize, the first of the mini can of worms was upon searching for Vanessa, the remains of 2 other soldiers who had been reported missing from Fort Hood were found. The body of 23-year-old Gregory Weddle Morales was discovered on June 19, 2020 in a field in Killeen, Texas. Mejor Morta was a 26-year-old of Pensacola, Florida, was found near the Stillhouse Hollow Lake on July 17th of 2020. The second, or I guess technically third can of worms was that Spletsoser versus John Hyten case and how groundbreaking it is for victims of sexual crimes in the military. The next can of worms is the long list of stories that ring far too similar to Vanessa Guillen's stories. Oh, but wait, there's more. 1 month after Vanessa's murder, Keon Aguilar filed for divorce from Cecily. It was finalized by a Jackson County judge on February 17th of 2023. Just about 4 months after that, on June 19th of 2023, Keon Aguilar was fatally shot and killed inside of his residence in Jackson, Michigan. Authorities say he knew the shooter and his death was the cause of a domestic dispute. Keon's murder is still listed as an open investigation, and the police have released three out of 4 persons of interest in connections to the murder. Michelle Aguilar, Keon's mom, doesn't understand why they are letting his killer walk free. And perhaps the worst thing, second to losing Vanessa, is the fact that Aaron's taking his own life after he took Vanessa's life denies her and her family true criminal justice. We know Cecily is a perpetual liar, and the actual events as to why and how Vanessa was murdered will never be acknowledged. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. If you'd like a copy of my notes, want to share your thoughts, or have a case in mind you'd like me to cover, please email yayareahousewife@gmail.com. I'll see you chismosas y chismosos in the next video. Adios. Stay safe.